Pedagogical documentation is, of course, a tremendously complex process with many, many layers to it. The very first layer is, what am I going to document, right? The intention that the adult brings to it. And we say that people have to develop the habit of documenting first. Educators often find that they mean to document, but it's really hard to remember, to have the tools that you need all right there when you want them. You know, you find, oh, a battery's dead, or you just don't have what you want nearby. And it can take months, even a year, for educators to feel really comfortable that they have the notion of documenting as a daily habit of practice. That can take a very long time, and we just have to be patient with that and understand that it's fine for us to be beginners at this. We have to give ourselves permission to be beginners and really explore that long process of making a habit of documenting. So there's the aspect of having to develop the habit alongside the aspect of needing to have a conscious intention. But here's an example of a strong moment in an educator's practice. Here we see a little girl, and she's just standing at a window. You just see her looking in a window, and you would think, well, why did someone take a picture of that? That seems odd. And then when you hear the story, you realize, oh, this is a child who's been in a toddler unit in a child care center, and she's just moved up to preschool. She's out in the playground, and she looks in the window, and she sees her old toddler room, and she sees her former caregiver. And she goes up to the window, and she puts her hand up on the window, and the educator comes and puts her palm against it. And they stand like that for a moment. And the person outside who took the picture saw this. She didn't catch that, but she catches the child as she's doing that. Well, this is a good example to me of documentation that's outside the frame of the conventional references of looking for developmental skills, right? We look at this and we say, what's going on in this child's social and emotional world? What's she thinking about? She's showing us a strong connection to the place she lived in, the people she knew previously, and now she's separated from them by this glass wall, and there she is outside looking in. And what we want to be able to do with the documentation is to open our eyes to everything else that's going on, and the kind of richness for children as they encounter a world that's new to them. They're just discovering this world, and they're so in love with it, right? So in love with it. And so our role in part is to follow that love and that excitement about their wonder in the world, and to see what connections they're making. So our documentation can be for the purpose of trying to see the connections that the child is making. And by doing that, by mapping the connections children are making, it takes us completely outside our normal realms of thinking. It's a different kind of question.